I'm Ollie, one half of TevOllie. I am here to talk to you about another crystal. This one is the rose quartz, and it is my favorite quartz. It's my favorite crystal of all time. And I wanted to discuss some of its properties as well as what it does for me, like I did for the smoky quartz in one of my previous videos. So, for one, the rose quartz is a part of the quartz family. It is, when you're trying to find one, things to look for physically is its color. It has a partially transparent milky pink color, as you can see here. I have a few, one fell down, but I have a few examples of this. This is not all that I have, but of course I just have a few for display to show you exactly what we're talking about. We have like some rough ones and then some more polished ones here. I got some jewelry, a ring, and a little small one. These larger ones cost a lot more money, of course, like we talked about in our original crystals video. It is an investment, but they help me out a lot, and we'll go over why. So it's known as the stone of love, and is used for issues that are like many issues that are associated with love. So one of the primary ones is the strengthening and fostering of conditional love. We have loving through pain, loneliness, self-love, and empowerment. So these things are associated with love and associated with this crystal. I myself have issues with these things. You'll see in like in our zodiac video or zodiac signs video, I am not a loving person for the most part. I'm actually kind of like a straightforward, sharp talking, and like a very sharp-tongued and sometimes even cold-hearted individual, and with my words, with how I deal with certain situations. So this crystal called me because I need to be a little better. I need to fill that void of unconditional love and empathy and stuff like that. It promotes joy. It fosters faith. It helps overcome despair. We talked about despair when it came to the smoky quartz, and that was for the cleansing aspect of the smoky quartz. Well, this one kind of like helps you overcome it. And what better source to aid in overcoming something like despair and sorrow than love? Love is necessary for a lot of things dealing with forgiveness, and at least I believe you at some point have to have some type of feeling or loving aspect to forgiveness. And it might not be that you love a person or love the situation, but you love life and you feel loving enough to let go of certain things, so that definitely is the reason why it helps you overcome despair. It instills calm and peacefulness. That is like peace for me, is having love for all things. That's one aspect of peace for me, and having acceptance of all things no matter what. And a lot of people associate that and forgiveness with like God, and of course people define love through God, and this kind of all channels it together and is the reason why one of its primary uses is dealing with calm and peacefulness. Of course, I love peace and I want peace, but it's not always obtained by just longing for it. Like, you have to have certain feelings in place, you have to let certain feelings go in order to have peace, and this aids you in doing that. It also helps with communication. One thing that a lot of people have kind of disagreed with me about in my relationships in the past and even present is communication, because I feel like, from my own opinion, that if you love someone, honesty, communication is necessary, and it helps with understanding, it helps you to accept. And what better way than for an individual to understand you and accept you is from hearing everything there is from your mouth, from you letting it be known. So that's something that is very important to me. Communication is it's really, if I feel like I can't communicate with an individual, or I feel like I have to hold my tongue with a lot of things, it's very detrimental to my relationship with that person, for my side of it, because I need to communicate. I need to say how I feel. In order for me to love you correctly, you're going to have to hear the truth from me. And I feel the same, like I need the same in return. I need to hear the truth from you in order to love you correctly. And this helps you do that. It kind of clears the blockage for your communication, if there is any present. So anyways, the placement. As far as in your home, you can place it anywhere in the house to promote sort of like a loving family environment. Of course, we have all of our stones right in the entryway of our home, and I have a lot of rose quartz. And I feel that it is absolutely beneficial for our home. Like I said in the video before, we pass through and sort of have to calm things down. When we get home, if there's something that happened, if we don't like a situation, for the majority of each one of those, we feel calmer when we get home. And it's because these crystals are present. And we start to dissect situations. We start to gain understanding and acceptance, because love and the stone of love is present in our home, and it's all throughout, and it's working its magic. You know, it's doing its purpose. So it's a necessary stone for us, especially me in my home. When it comes to my relationship with having this crystal in the home, I have changed as a person when it comes to acceptance, when it comes to really learning a person and learning Tevrin and being understanding about his circumstances, about his understanding, about why he does what he does, who he is as a person. I wasn't that way before. And I'm not trying to like sell this off as something, you know, like you go and buy this today, it'll help you and all this other type of stuff. That might not be the stone that you actually need or the crystal that you actually need in your life. But as for me, in my relationship, there's a lot that I deal with internally. I'm not a loving person, and dealing with a Pisces like Tevrin, who is very loving, I have to come to a common ground with him, and this has helped me do it. I have a lot of issues with trust. I have a lot of issues with despair and depression and these calm me. I look at them and I feel like I see more in them than just what meets the eye. And it helps me to think clearer, ponder longer, and assess things in a different manner as opposed to how I was before I met him, and before I met these. So, placing it anywhere in your home is necessary. I would say, like in the bedroom, somewhere close to the door, in your child's room, just to promote compassion. A lot of times we get kind of frustrated with our children. We are kind of even unreasonable with our children, in regard to their development, their brain development. We want a lot of times for our children to understand things the way that we understand them, but they can't. They straight up can't right now because their development is not at the stage that we are. And of course, we've all experienced it, growing up ourselves, where we felt that our parents didn't understand us, and later on we ended up understanding exactly where they're coming from. But we have to keep that cycle going when it comes to our own children. Like, they don't understand right now, and we have to have compassion to a certain extent to gain control of the situation and not be out of control in our response to a lot of the things that we go through and a lot of the trials that we end up enduring with our children. You can also place it on the heart chakra. This is where this stone belongs, or this crystal belongs. And of course, it definitely corresponds with the love aspect, and it being on the heart. And then, of course, wearing it as jewelry, especially for a necklace, where your heart is, it will help channel more love, more compassion, more peace and calmness into your body, and help you, I guess, kind of overcome issues that you have with those subjects. So for me, it's a very essential and important stone when it comes to my profession, when it comes to art. It helps me with empathy. A lot of times I get requests for people that have passed away or people that are currently ill, and all types of situations, and I need to feel what that client wants from me, what they want me to portray on a canvas or whatever picture plane I'm using. And this crystal aids in there being an organic and clean and clear transition from my thoughts to the piece, where I'm taking myself away and am putting that subject in the forefront. So it's a beautiful stone for me, and it definitely takes me where I need to be. It called me. And it always has, it always does. Now, if I become a different person, or maybe I overcome a lot of the things that have kind of held me back or held me down, another crystal may call me for whatever else is lacking. But this is the strongest one for me, and it's my favorite. And you use all of those aspects in picking a crystal that works the best for you. There is more to understand about a crystal or a stone being your favorite. It is more to it than just that. You are engaging in a relationship, and you are experiencing healing Really. I mean, you really are. It's a beautiful thing. And I encourage people to take it on and to really open yourself up to learning more about yourself through these types of things. I learned a lot about myself doing research on this and spending time with this crystal, meditating on this crystal. It brought me to a much higher level in regards to self. So definitely it's something worth exploring. And like I said, it does not, or at least for me and Tevrin's sake, we don't use this as a replacement for religion or as some type of negative stance in regard to religion. All of these things are on a spiritual level, and the spirit does exist, at least in our belief and in a lot of people's beliefs. Now, what you do with that spirit and how you channel it, how you get in touch with it, your own, it is based off of which avenue you take. Now, this is our own avenue, and it works for us. And there's nothing wrong with trying it out. I won't get too deep into all of the things you can do with crystals, incense, candles, and, you know, chakras and tarot cards and readings and stuff like that. Like, all of that stuff is, for one, much deeper than we've gone with it. But we do have an understanding of a lot of the things that are positive for those, but we don't practice. You know, it's just not a part of our rituals or what have you. But definitely take a look at this. And if you want to know more about it, let me know in the comments below. I got all of my information from this book, of course. This is for beginners, and I've talked about it in other videos. It is a very helpful guide. Of course, I have other resources, like I said, and counsel from a spiritual shop, but I wanted to keep a consistent resource available and utilize that and keep things kind of simple and basic and to the point. But definitely do your own research. Learn as much as you can before you even indulge in rituals involved with this, or even purchasing something like this. Definitely do your research. I'm always going to preach that. But anyways, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in to this video. I hope that you have a pleasant day today, and we'll be back. Myself, Tevrin, or the both of us will be back with another video. We'll holler at y'all later. TevOllie Talk. Peace out.